scared. You're just walking around, like, trying to make it in. It's amazing.
Hey, listen, it's all fun and games here. Obviously, the theme of this weekend. Things going on outside at the Fan Festival. There's also the Battle Pass redemption. Everyone here has got tickets, has the commemorative tickets. So many things to look back on and remember these moments. For a lot of people here, whether they're players or the individuals and fans who traveled, it's their first time to New York City, such a legendary, iconic place to have this major event. You see, again, the crowd continuing to fill on in, just getting some final things set up for the games. We can get it all launched for you, but trust me, we're all eagerly awaiting the start as well. So many organizations represented throughout the weekend, and I have just received the word that we want, Ninja. The game is ready to go.
I'm ready. The first Vic Roy, man. Who's it going to be, guys? All right, I want you guys to scream out your favorite duos right now, man. Make some noise.
Who do you think's going to win today? Scream it. Make it. I want to hear. Oh, it's gibberish. None of it makes sense.
I think I hear Mongrel, Mitro.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fortnite World Cup Finals duo competition begins right now.
This is going to be intense. I mean, there's nothing more, honestly, nerve-wracking than the initial launch. Off the bus, man. You're flying. Someone's going to die. Someone's going to be eliminated. Who's going to be the first one?
Yep.
You don't want to be the first one knocked out in the World Cup. I mean, literally, I knocked him, like, it was the first game in the Pro-Am, and that was just amazing. You can't live that down. I don't want to be the first person knocking this.
No, for sure. As now we immediately hop on board with my pick to dominate today, Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage, and they're heading right towards Happy Hamlet, a place they've called home so many times, and this is contested.
It's already contested.
You're flying on into here, Ninja. The early game's so key, and already Benji Fishy trying to put shots down range with that revolver, but area is contested. You see they're kind of split from each other right now. What are their comms like in this exact moment?
I mean, I think right now they're just going to be trying to hear exactly where these guys are, footsteps, any type of information they can pass off to one another is going to be very important. They've been practicing this landing. I'm pretty sure I watched these guys play literally every week because they're from EU, so they were before NA qualifiers. Yeah. And yeah, this is exactly where they normally land. Savage and Benji, they don't always land on top of one another. And you're honestly at a disadvantage if you do land in the same house because you're going to be getting less shields of one another, right? Less chances of getting shotguns and things like that. And I'm just interested to see how they're going to play this out. Are they going to be aggressive? Or are they going to back down?
Well, we just saw the first zone has been revealed, and it is a northern side zone, so anyone in Happy Hamlet not safe. Polar Peak, Frosty Flights, Paradise Palms, Lucky Landing, all not safe. So we continue to keep an eye on this fight. 98 players remaining right now in this game. Now, we mentioned the increased material farming right now, so you're hitting a couple trees, you're getting 20, 30 materials like it's nothing. Let's shift our focus, though, towards the middle of the map here at Dusty Divot, and it looks like Landjock and Punisher go out very, very early in this first game to Tetra and, on the flip side, the new road members.
They're wasting a lot of material right now. You can already see it. You've got only a 100 match left. That's 10 builds. These early game fights are always so detrimental. You have to be very, very, very particular with how many mats you're going to use when you're trying to ramp rush somebody, because if you make it there and they shoot you out and you have no mats, I mean, you're left with literally nothing to protect yourself with.
And look at the advantage that you now have. Tetra hasn't had any shields, but because 2 eliminations come on through, he gets both. That's 50 shield per elim, putting him at max HP, and now he can completely change how he takes this fight. It's not like the normal games where you're still stuck at 100 health and you might second guess what you want to do. You might play a little bit more passively. No, because of those early elims, they now have Dusty Divot to themselves. They pushed out the Asian duo, pushing towards that top Dusty Divot side of XXM and Mend, and now they're sitting pretty. Divot all to themselves. They've got metal galore here, as well as wood. The one material that really be lacking is going to be stone.
Yeah, definitely going to be lacking stone. They can get a 500 metal, which is going to be their most valuable asset here, landing in Dusty. What I'm just interested to see is, they have no rotation items when you're looking over there, so hopefully they find something that's going to help them rotate later. There are no balls that spawn in Dusty, so no ballers. It's going to be very difficult to make it to the late game if you guys don't have some sort of crazy rotation. Shadow bombs.
Here's another fight going on towards Fatal Fields, and with how little materials there are, you got to think these players down low who are already just on white HP are in a tough spot, and there it is. Scarlet and his duo, Bell, get the quick elimination onto Brush, and that's going to push back Brush's duo into Fatal Fields and try to hide for a brief moment. Another rough start right there. So much stone in Fatal Fields. I feel like Fatal Fields is a underrated landing spot.
I think you can get everything at Fatal Fields. You definitely get wood and brick very quickly, and then there's definitely some metal that you can gather around. There's a bunch of cars and things like that. Some tractors there in the sticks. But listen, man, I'm really curious as to why they're not pushing Sizz.
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword too, because yes, Sizz is by himself, but we've all experienced how easily you can hide in that brush there in the cornfields. And Sizz Lucky, these top players who land fatal fields, know how to actually navigate the loot in the corn without breaking the corn. So
I need to break the corn every time.
Right, I'm not good enough to know, but there's a certain path you can go on, and Sizz Lucky will actually be able to go back and pick up Rush's cards. So this is key.
You think you should go
Reboot
for it?
Vans, remember, when you get brought back, you only have 100 HP and a common pistol. That will bring a lot of attention over. If you are Scarlet and Bell, are you sprint back over that fight? I think so. Now across the map, though, an engagement going out between KBB, Yuang, and their duo up against Vinny and Zexro, and there's the knock right there, Ninja.
Drum shotgun's very powerful. It's definitely underrated. You can get inside somebody's one-by-one right there. I mean, there's another knock with the drum shotgun, just absolutely wreaking havoc. Yuang trying to take this wall. I think his teammate is not going to be able to stay alive, so it's going to be Zex and Yu. He's got the shield advantage. All he has to do is play this patient. I'm going to be pretty sure that these guys don't have that many materials, so just needs to spray it out and hopefully find a chance to take him down, but he's healing up.
Yeah, Zexro has minis as well as big shields, so we'll be able to get back to full shield. And Yuang now in a tough spot. Do I try to go?
Zex definitely can interrupt this now. He took too long to start going with the res, but it looks like he's just going to be going for the reloads, taking his time, and he might be dipping out, maybe trying to. He's definitely staying aggressive, but he's going to get the revive off, and now it's a 2-on-1 again.
Zexro staying confident though, knowing right now still at over 150 HP, the teammate has to be at 30 health. The wall comes through, trying to spray it, and it's not gonna happen, and you see Zexro right there, hands right to his head, some solid damage done, but Yuang dropped down to 59 HP, but with that elimination, we'll bump back up to over 100. Very, very close right there, Ninja, with the drum shotgun.
Very important is checking out the storm right now. A lot of these players, there's a lot, you guys can't see the screen, but there are plenty of people who are outside. They're gonna have to start their rotations in, and this is actually where a lot of very talented players with their aim can clean up a lot of kills. This is actually my teammate and I's reverse. Our strategy was to try to get in those spots where you can beam people who are gonna be flying throughout the sky using a lot of the slipstreams and just taking advantage of, your incredible accuracy.
A little update too on Sizz Lucky. They did get the reboot in Fatal, so they're both back in play. Look at how slow this lobby is going, folks. 92 players left, and a definite fan favorite here. Nate Hill and Funk of FaZe Clan currently set on up near Lazy Lagoon. And Ninja, this is your landing spot that you went to with your duo reverse. What are maybe some little tips and tricks for players at home who like to land here?
Yeah, all right, so there's, if you go on the boat, on the ship, every single one of the masts is like worth 200 wood. So you definitely want to go for those. You can easily get max wood in arena in probably less than 10 seconds. And also there are some metal anchors in town that you can get for about 300 metal, which is, like the most valuable material that you can get. I mean, I'm just 91 players. I mean, have we talked about Storm?
He said 300 metal.
Yeah, I was going to let that be a bridge when we cross it, but
okay.
There's 91 people left. I mean, how soon is it going to be?
We're going to have Storm Surge in every game.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to this is going to be nuts. You guys know what Storm Surge is basically the team that has done the least amount of
remember that.
is going to start taking damage until they get above the damage threshold.
Yes, and it tells the players on their screen what the damage threshold is. If you're used to playing at home, you probably have never experienced Storm Surge in a normal game, but it is very common in competitive because everyone wants to last until late game, earn those extra points, and wind up getting those placement points to come on through. Watching Letwick and Quexy right now, it's so scrappy, Ninja. It's not your normal game where you get to loot up and freely grab everything you want. Here, I mean, look at the inventory. A common heavy assault rifle, 2 heavy bullets.
Yeah, I mean, people are not going to be able to loot. They're not going to be able to loot normally. I mean, you have every single spot is definitely going to be contested or have talented players who are surrounding you. You got to be constantly worried about getting sniped from the side. All it takes is 2 seconds of being caught off guard, and you can get dinked twice with an infantry rifle, and boom, there goes 100 and 160 health, man, just like that.
89 players left now in the lobby as Twiz and Cover H, the duo, do get cut down. 45 duos remaining. The second zone has just been revealed, and again, Storm Surge will begin after that. I absolutely think it's going to happen. That will be for 70-plus players, so keep that in mind as this goes on. Players who haven't really done any damage will know that they're going to be at a point where their hand is going to be forced. They're going to have to put on a little bit of aggression. You're going to see the game pick up just a little bit here. There's Snappy and Red Rush already in the next zone. They're more than happy to just farm up this metal structure and claim it as their own.
They're actually very centralized as well.
Yep.
I mean, a really great strategy that you're going to see a lot of people going to be using throughout this weekend in solos and in duos is to just try to get in the dead center of the second zone and honestly just kind of pray that the circle is going to continue to rotate in your favor. I mean, I'm still looking at a lot of these guys' inventories. One guy just gets knocked in front of him. Like, going to try to save his teammate. It's not going to happen. But there's not a lot of rotation items. I haven't seen a lot of shockwave grenades. I haven't seen a lot of shadow bombs. I don't see any launch pads in anyone's inventory.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a, like, the rotations late game are going to be nuts. People are going to get lasered out of the sky.
And Letwick now all by himself in a 1 versus 2 as his teammate did go down. You see Harpy and Volks still quite healthy between the two of them. Over 140 HP for both of them. Harpy still playing on the slow ground, trying to spray out the opponent. And look at the material count for Volks. 135 total builds. It does look like Letwick just kind of ran away, but I don't believe Letwick was able to grab his teammate's reboot card. So will basically be by himself the rest of this game.
You know, it's going to be almost impossible to perform alone when your teammate is knocked. And there's the Storm Surge warning. These guys are 106 above it. You guys can see that, which means that there's somebody who has 106 damage less than them that is currently below the threshold that they are going to need to hit some people, deal some damage. And that's actually the beauty of Storm Surge, right? You don't necessarily only want people kind of just lingering around in their 1-by-1s, praying that the circle moves to them. You're gonna see some fights that are gonna be forced to break out because players need to get above that or they're gonna die. They're not gonna be able to make it.
Now moving towards the Dusty Divot Diner. You see Clicks and Skeptic. Yeah, the very young duo from NA East, and you just said yourself, I didn't even know you could farm this.
I didn't even know you could get down there.
This is the beauty of it, right? These are the top players in the world showing off the little things that they know that really no one else can pick up on. Many teams already stacking here as there's so many materials to be farmed up. And for a lot of players, Ninja, once they get max, they don't just stop there. They keep farming to have an excess for more if they need to expend a lot of materials quickly. Yeah. On the bottom right of your screen, you see a fight going down in Salty Springs. A lot of grenades being thrown right there. That's going to be Serpent and Hype.
Serpent and Hype in a pretty decent spot. Yeah. I think you guys can look up the map that we're staring at. Every
I'll be back, guys.
Team is not in the safe zone. Everyone is safe. The circle is moving in. Double-heavy sniper is in play. For those of you guys who do not know, a heavy sniper will take out a metal wall. It'll take out pretty much anything. So it's 1,500 damage to structures. So if you have two teammates who have double-heavy snipers, they can see a team, line up a shot of somebody hiding in a 1-by-1, and be able to take them out.
And that changes the game completely. Once you hear double-heavy, you can no longer sit still ever. Or if you know where they're at, you have to make sure you have at least 2 walls of cover on that side to protect you from the inevitable double snipe. And when we say double snipe, it's as far as 1, 2, 3, shoot. And they both fire at the same time and catch you off guard.
There's absolutely 0 time to react. And one thing you guys we've been talking about are the rotation items. We got 6 shadows for this guy, and they have a baller, so they're sitting pretty. I think these guys are in a great spot.
Absolutely. And you see the zone did just update towards the northern side of this current storm. Storm Surge is now in play, so players beginning to drop. 80 players in total in this game. They will just rotate on out of here. Hype and Serpent don't want the fight. And that's Jay now quite weak. With Storm Surge beginning to tick in. Quentin and Lanouf now having to push a fight as Storm Surge is affecting them as well. And you see it just kind of smites them down from the heavens, and there they go. Getting dropped by Storm Surge. Unfortunate for them, but again, with not enough damage done, they do fall below that threshold.
Jeez, man, Storm Surge really does just force people into some pretty tricky situations. But again, man, it just goes to show a lot of aggressiveness is going to pay off for teams, man. You don't want to be put in that situation where, you know, you have to desperate and push. Maybe a duo that's better than you in combat. You know what I mean? And Airwax and Nikov.
That's a replay.
Was that a replay? They just went down.
Airwax and Nikov are winners. Well, Airwax at least are back-to-back winner of the Pro-Am. Does go down. Airwax double qualified as well. Tough first game for them as they do go out quite early on. 71 players left in this game. 38 duos. Again, it's a slow crawl as everyone begins to drop. Have you ever seen anything like this in competitive?
No, I think that the only time that we saw numbers like this were when the circles they didn't really chunk that much and they were more centralized in the beginning of competitive. So really no one had to rotate that much and no one had to fight. So now that these circles are really just kind of moving around the map, you can't really predict them. I mean, you're getting these players who have, again, the great aim, and they're just beaming people who are focusing on trying to rotate in the circle. Now look, there's so many people coming from the south right now. And it's just 3 kills and you guys are in a top position with solid aim, man. We got Texture right now already getting beamed. He's spamming the spacebar, trying to make it as difficult as possible to hit. He sees a lot of, look at it, already trying to figure out right now, where's he going to land? Look at all these people who are already boxed up. They're already creating these tunnels. 4 shots coming down. And he's going to be able to make it. 8 grenades. So that's going to be, I mean, if he can get in a position where some players are already getting focused on the outside, 8 grenades, he might be able to clean up those kills too.
Yep, that's right there. They do box up in time. Did take some shield damage, but thankfully they have some minis to replenish that in just a few brief moments as there's Eclipse.
I look like just like Captain America.
Medkit, so they're going to pop that too. Every little bit of HP matters. Saving the campfire for the late game, it appears.
Ronaldo save the campfire.
In the elimination feed right there. Here's a look at Mongrel earlier with his duo, Mitro. They're set up currently in this zone. 68 players left.
Love watching this guy play, man. I'm serious. I mean, here's, you just check his inventory. Only got 2 guns right now, which is inventory rifle and a combat shotgun. So he has no spray guns. All right, spray guns are, you know, anything to an SMG, tactical assault rifle, SCAR, anything like that. You know, you've got to have a gun that can shoot pretty quickly to kill players and hit players through their 1-bys. You know, very difficult. Look at that healing too, though. Yeah. 5 slurps, 2 slurps, 5 chug splashes.
They already have a slurp ticking. This is insane.
They're super close to the zone as well. They don't have to move too far.
Yep, and material-wise, look at that, 135 total builds. They're in a fantastic position to make some noise in game number 1. We'll definitely keep up to date with them. The slipstream slowly inching towards where it begins to shut down Ninja, but with so many slipstreams still available in this current zone, a lot of players are going to use that to rotate on in freely without using launch pads or the shadow bombs. There's your whole map right there. The eastern side of the zone. None of these players really going to be into play. They're going to have to inch a little bit more towards Loot Lake if they want to be safe.
Some of the best, I mean, look, these are the best players in the world. And look how close they are to one another, man. I'm so excited when they actually have to force into these fights. The Storm's going to start pushing them. Look how, I'm sorry, man. I just can't, man. You guys notice also, Stinks, man, these players are so talented. It's going to be so hard to spray through their walls and actually deal damage to them. Yep. So you need things like grenades, like Stinks, right? Little fart bombs is what I like to call them, to force people out of their 1-by-1s and try to shoot them as they're rotating away and trying to build new 1-by-1s to dodge the Stinks.
You see the Stinks right now going down on Mongrel, and Mongrel gets immediately ripped in 2 as it seemed like the lobby began to focus him right there. His duo still alive.
With good rotation, luckily, hopefully.
Definitely has a bunch to, you know, to be able to play with. The next Storm Surge has begun to kick on in. Mitro, 12 damage below, will have to begin to put shots down range. The zone pushing as well. So in this position, with the zone at their back, Mitro's goal, spray at players who have to push from the zone. They have one way they can go. They can't afford to take storm damage. They've got to push right at him, and Mitro knows that. Now begins the fire. Dubs just below as well. One of the players who qualified multiple times through solos and then once in duos.
They also have some great rotation. 2 ballers still intact. And here's the thing that you just mentioned, all these players who are going to be rotating in, being forced to rotate in. Everyone knows that.
Very little ammo, though. Look, these are the last 9 assault rifle shots in Dubs' inventory. It is getting scrappy, folks. And there's the split. Still, though, only 80, meaning combined between the 2. They really only have about 150 shots to work with. The zone still pushing. 61 players left. Reminder, folks, this is game number 1 of 6 today in the duos competition. Dubs does go down as a player got that back wall. He wasn't quite ready for it. Mega frantically backing on up, trying to create some space. Will he be able to go?
He's going to build a pop that start. He's got
the Storm Surge on.
He's trying to be aggressive. Oh, he's still below, right? He's going to need to be aggressive. He won't even have time to revive his teammate. His teammate got finished, actually, so he's got all the shields in the world. He can get back up to full health. Storm Surge is still ripping him apart. That slurp is barely keeping him alive.
Hitting him for 25 damage every time it winds up ticking. There it is again, dropping on in. Mega's hand is forced. Some big damage right there, still below. As players are continuing to drop all around, but Mega doing a solid job of keeping himself alive right now through the Storm Surge. Fantastic composure, again, one of the young players on this stage looking to try to secure the title of Fortnite World Champion. No more Dubs. The duo
still
okay, down,
so now
above.
Finally above. Yep. Finally above, and guess what? The most important thing to realize, guys, look at that rotation. Yes, he's alone. Yes, his teammate's down. But he has an incredible kit to not only make it to late game, but maybe even clutch this win out.
He dropped the shotgun. Okay, there you go.
Got the combat shotgun, one of the greatest shotguns to have late game. Does incredible damage, long range and close range. and all the guys, the circle just rotated now into the storm. Massive amounts of distance needs to be covered.
This storm surge is insane. It's still going on.
Finally taken out, 52 players left. And this is where things are about to get serious, guys.
Thomas drops some ammo right there for his teammate, Inclusia, and you see Thomas, that epic infantry rifle, one of your favorite weapons, Ninja.
Oh,
what is so good about that assault rifle?
It 100% rewards pinpoint accurate players, right? There's no bloom necessary. Your marker, your aim is right on their head, boom, you're gonna get that headshot, you're gonna get 80 points of damage. And there's now the upgraded versions, the Legendary and the Epic, have 10 shots instead of 8. So, I mean, it just packs a punch, man. It can really catch players off guard, and that's exactly what you're going to need when you're playing against these top players who will literally build and protect themselves when they get shot once.
Folks, there are 45 players left in this very, very small zone. We are now on our 6th storm. You see it's about to begin to move, and players will frantically have to go across the map. Zayt and Saf right now discussing exactly what they should drop, pulling up their map, looking exactly where they have to go. 44 left in this one.
We already got people using shockwave grenades, guys. This is a very far rotation for the second movement circle, so this is actually going to move very quickly. These people are going to potentially get stuck on their launch pads because there's so much frequent building. It's going to be nuts. And who's going to try to take the high ground? Because after this first circle goes, this is where people start to only try to use the high ground.
And we know high ground is everything in competitive Fortnite late game. Everyone frantically moving away from the common enemy of everyone, which is that storm circle. Macwood taking zone damage. Daedra as well. King slowly bouncing on through with the shadow bomb, and does land. Yes, but taking no storm damage, just playing right on the edge. Yeah, right on the edge of the zone right now. Will just stay boxed up for a brief moment. As now there's 36 players remaining, stomping in the elimination feed. Arkram now goes down as well. You can see the elimination feed on the top left to keep track of your favorite players. There's so much is going on. This is what tunneling is. When you hear players mention tunneling, this is it right here. You move with the zone, you tunnel your way in, give yourself cover, but not a lot of materials left. Only 22 builds, and this zone is stacked. But look who's on the high ground. It's Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy.
That would be your 2 picks, so good for you. All right, I have to owe you a bet there, man. That, all right. Bongo, unfortunately, do you still know if Nicho's still alive? I mean, listen, people are dying left and right, being eliminated. More Savage just used another shockwave grenade. He already had high ground, though. The question is, are people going to try to take it? You know that if you really want the chance to win this, you're going to have to try to take the high ground off him or have a rocket launcher to just take him out of it.
These are so weak, and Mr. Savage just looks up and beams the player out of the air. It's all Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage in the elimination feed right now. 24 players left in this one, but 20 duos. There's almost no duos remaining, Ninja.
Right, it's all solos, and this is kind of what's going to happen, man.
Mr. Savage goes down.
It's up to Benji, and listen, Benji's been in this position before. We know he can handle it. Nitro's still in the game as well. I just saw him. He looks incredibly healthy, but now taking some storm damage. Benji's just going to try. Look at the materials. Not a lot left. They're only using their shadows. I think he has 1 build left.
Yep.
That's it. That's all he has.
He's got 10 total builds.
10 total builds.
He's just trying to outlast as many players as possible. Remember these placement points. We've made it into our top 10 duos. Now into our top 8. Zayt and Saf now. Zayt and Saf now on the high ground.
This game.
One of the few, the only duo left. This has a Zayt and Saf win written all over it. Mitro, Mongrel's duo, was all by himself very early on, still alive in this one. 40R Storm now getting beamed. Can the North American duo of Zayt and Saf close this out? Raining down fire from up top. You see the frantic builds coming in. Benji Fishy goes down. Mega, Mitro, and Scarlet on the low ground. Shots still coming on in. Zayt and Saf just sitting pretty.
Mitro just got a double, I think. 5 limbs.
Tries to get it done, not enough. Zayt and Saf, 2 versus 1. Will they take game number 1? Yes, they will!
Zayt and Saf had the high ground, and they used it the entire game. Rain fire from above. We're able to make up 5 limbs plus 10 placement points. That's going to be 15 points. Game 1.
Talk about a monster game number 1. You saw the immediate reaction. They know how key that was. And I've watched so many games of competitive Fortnite, Ninja. They were the only duo left with still like 18 players remaining. When they get the high ground like that, they send 1 player down to get close. Scarlet was already weak, and there's just no shot. In the end, the veteran players of Zayt and Saf take game number 1. And you know, Ninja, that was a big topic of conversation. Players with LAN experience, players who've been around the Fortnite competitive scene at these major events for a long time. Will they let the nerves get to them? Guess what? The answer is no. Zate and Saf take game number 1.
Kept their composure. It was absolutely incredible to watch, man. And seriously, these guys have been absolutely dominant in the World Cup qualifiers online, and it's only fair that they continue to show their dominance here at the actual World Cup stage.
Brilliant performance. You know that their game plan is always last as long as possible.
Absolutely.
But the fact that they made it through those storm surges, even with them not getting very aggressive, they had 0 elims down to those final few moments. Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy, we have to talk about them for a second as well. The European young duo, they were on the high ground. It was looking good, Ninja, but so many players focusing them, the shockwave grenades as well, and they had no healing left.
It's unfortunate, man, when you have a group full of these players who are literally the best in the world. They know exactly how to win, right? So if they don't have the high ground, they know that whenever there is a moment, that they have to shoot the high ground out with rockets, shockwave grenades. I think that's actually what happened. Someone shockwaved up and knocked them off the high ground.
Yep.
But when you have shield like Zate and Napdate at the end there, and that high ground, I mean, it's over, man.
What a sigh of relief
Incredible,
for those two.
incredible first game. And we're only just getting started.
We're only just getting started. Remember, 6 games being played today in the duos competition, in which $15 million will be rewarded. Tomorrow, we do it all over again, except with solos. So you want to stay glued to the streams here for the Fortnite World Cup Finals live from New York City. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Get involved in the conversation. Send to Ninja and I your thoughts after game number 1. Who surprised you? What are you looking forward to in games 2 through 6? For me, other things I noticed, man, you've got to be on your A game. When it comes down to taking note of where you are with the storm surge, those were longer storm surges that have lasted than I've ever seen before.
I've honestly never seen storm surge affect the game so much.
Yep.
Because here we are having 80 people left after the second circle. So, you know what I mean? Like, and these guys, they're not going to let you hit them. You know what I mean? And if you want to put shots on these guys, it's going to be when they're flying in the air, rotating, which you also expose yourself to a sniper shot. You know,
Absolutely.
high risk, high reward, man. Right?
Let's
see how these guys change. I wonder if the guys who did get hurt a lot by the storm surge, are they going to make changes in the second game? Are they going to be a little bit more aggressive and trying to deal some damage as they rotate? That's what I want to know.
That's a great way to think of it. I know there were so many people that want to give their thoughts on these games, but over at Unreal Island, we've got our very own Sundown with his thoughts on game 1.
Thank you so much, Courage and Ninja. And the first match of the duos competition is over in the Victor Royales. Well, experience wins out. We talked about Energy Zate and Ghost Sap and how they've been playing so long together. And that endgame was a prime example of textbook Zate and Sap. We're going to re-roll it one more time, and we're going to break down kind of how they were able to keep the control. Now, pay attention right away. You can see on the backside, Saf has one angle while Zate is going forward, and they're moving back over the tarps they've already established, but the angles they take make sure they're covering everything. They hear the shots below, they're putting the fire down towards them, and Scarlet is able to pick up Mitro, but doesn't have enough to get out. Zate and Saf, 5 eliminations, victory royale, 15 points, showing that their competitive experience, their experience on stage and at major LAN events is winning out right now. They say nerves, what nerves? We might as well be playing at home on our own stations because they are just that good. Match 1 is over. Time to get back over the stage for match 2. Ninja and Courage, take it away.
Thank you very much, Sundown. Great stuff as always there from Unreal Island outside of the venue, enjoying the event themselves. But again, game number 1 in the books. Obviously, so many updates to see exactly where we stack up. In the end, those final moments can be so hectic. So before we hop into game 2, we will have a standings update for you all at home. Who do you think's up top of it right now? Well, guess what?
Zate.
It's Saf and Zate, but
and Benji, Mr. Savage, man. Just incredibly clutch solo moves and
both
plays.
Both of our predictions.
Both of our predictions. And they're still up there. Guess what? Imagine when they're healthy and when they actually get some good rotation items. I'd love to see how they're going to play in the late game, man.
Placement points so key. You did a great job pointing out Mitro at the end. Not only does he stay alive, not only does he perfectly use his materials and his movement items, but he somehow finds 5 more limbs, putting his team from probably an abysmal game 1 to top 3 in our leaderboards. Again, here are your standings from game number 1. Dubs and Mega, they wind up making it through as well, and that's because of Mega staying alive too.
Absolutely, incredibly talented duo, man. Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what Aiden can do, and hopefully they step it up in this next game. Game 2 is about to get on its way, man. Are you ready?
I am ready. Ladies
ready?
and gentlemen, in this sold-out arena, are you guys ready for game number 2? Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
The battle bus has launched. Game number 2 of the Fortnite World Cup Duo Finals is underway.
Again, I'm just going to keep saying it, the most nerve-wracking part of any competition, but definitely Fortnite for me, is the second you jump out of that bus.
Yep.
Right? Once you hit the ground, once these players hit the ground, they're going to definitely have hopefully less nerves, going to get back into the flow, back into the farming mentality. And man, I'm looking at these llamas on my screen. I'm just hoping that they find them. There's nothing greater than finding the new upgraded llamas at 350 mats.
Dude, they're insane. And they're everywhere. And look, wait, can we look at the map? Look at the north side. You've got 3 llamas in a very small area.
Llamas.
And many players have gotten better at spotting llamas from very, very far away.
I mean, the one thing I tell, I was telling my team.
Thanks, Shorty.
Listen, man, sometimes you just actually have to tell yourself, hey, we should probably look for llamas as we're flying in, because usually you're looking for players who's going to be landing next to you. But if you actually keep an eye out for that adorable pink, purple, and blue llama,
and there's one.
I mean, look, you're just going to get rewarded with shield, rotation. There's shadow bomb storm, campfires, minis. I mean, these are incredibly valuable.
And remember, materials get capped at 500 of each type. So when you get 350, it's done its job for you. You can spend much less time looting and, farming, and much more time looting. And look at Zay perfectly using the Shadow Bomb Ninja. For players at home are wondering how he just used it for way more than the 6 seconds it actually lets you use it for. Explain a little bit of staying on the side of the mountain.
Yeah, all you have to do is just continue that jump animation. That's going to trigger the double jump. And as long as you don't touch any solid ground,
you're going to be able to continue to bounce back.
there's the frustration in the player camera right there. Slacks and keys, 2 quick eliminations. But you mentioned you can't afford to do that. It takes so much time in that fight. They've got to go very far still. Now over to Neo tilted, Clicks and Skeptic. In a point.
Doesn't necessarily want to get field. Getting taken. Good trap. He's going to get the knock. Unbelievable. Incredible place. Bad Cypher goes down, and now he's continuing to branch out. When you guys are in fights like this, you always want to do exactly what he's doing right now. Branch out, continue to build these little momentum pyramids, try to confuse your opponents of where you actually are healing up.
Skeptic has 8 builds left. They're trying to stay alive right now. They do have the number advantage. Has time to pop 1 mini, and it looks like they're going to go for it right now. They made the conscious decision to try to build out, but no. They back up for a moment.
Finally get the shotgun.
Yep. Shotgun picked up grenades now as well. They want to go for the second elimination, and we take the... Oh my God! We got the trap on L in real life. Did he just take the L in real life? Homie, this is land. This dude's going to come home. No, but the stakes come on in.
Stakes coming in 20 with health on Campfire now. He has.
Oh, and Mitchell's here.
Party.
Mitchell's here. NA puts up the take the L, and EU says no, no, no. This is the World Cup, baby. I'm going to show which continent is best. Mitro and Mongrel, full HP, and they storm roll through. Clicks right there.
Wow, incredible. Let's look at that kid. Gold scar, gold combat, heavy shotgun, or I'm sorry, heavy sniper rifle for taking opponent's walls. Look, they're just healing and bum rushing, and that's going to be it.
There's no shot right there. Skeptic. You saw, hey, putting on a show. I love it. The man does YouTube for a reason. But then also a fantastic player. I think speaks a little bit too soon. Aiden now on your screen. Does knock 1. Hasn't finished the elimination yet, so still will gain 50 HP if he can get the full. There it is. Now a 2 versus 1. Aiden and Sean. How weak Sean is though, Ninja.
Sean has absolutely no health. A little bit of shield. Hopefully drops the keys. Here, Aiden being 50 days. Call it out right now. But it does also a 2-on-1, and they don't know. We don't know how weak this guy is right now, but if he is trying to trade, there's a double shotgun shot from 21 White. Players no shield left. They're going to try to put pressure on Sean. Has how aggressive they're being. They're both 1 hit. They can actually grab.
They're going for it. They're saying, no, you would have thrown the trap down by now. And there it is. And look at the take from Aiden. The jump out to the side. And they'll be rewarded with shields, with materials. And Aiden actually used 2 big shields. Yeah. Aiden's got the full health.
That's incredible, man.
See the stats so far in this game. Aiden has done 434 damage, has taken 312, and he's near backup to max health. I know Aiden is a crowd favorite here. Every time the camera goes on, there's a big cheer from this sold-out arena.
For those of you guys who don't know, the Storm's about to update right now. We just saw our second forcing everyone out of the north and east side of the map. So guess what? Every single llama was found. Yep. All 5 llamas have been found. So we have some probably high material players right now. A lot of rotation. Oh my God, I can't even freaking out, man. It looks like
I'm a big fan on YouTube. I followed you on YouTube. I'm a big fan of you.
And what's kind of funny with this zone, as you see at the bottom right side of the map, the slip screens aren't there. They basically help the camera screen.
Our wheels okay. I follow you on
Outside of the map.
Twitter.
Into this zone. So if you kind of sit outside and wait for players to move into the slipstream, you might be able to deal a lot of damage. And remember, you might think, oh, well, there's no way you're going to get that elimination. I'm not going to talk about that. I'll tell you, I'm saying 3 damage per storm surge. Right? And that comes into play because it is going to happen very, very soon here. We're about a minute away.
But there's 84 teams, 84 players left.
Yep. I guess it's a testament to our observers backstage. Great stuff to them. Sis Lucky does take a bit of storm damage right there. Chug splashes in the inventory. And Ninja, like I told, Chug splashes have came into this game and they've completely taken competitive by storm. Are they the best healing item early in this meta?
I think that, there's a lot of items that get added where not everyone is on the edge. A lot of items do not like it. But let me tell you something about these games. I don't think I've ever seen positive, reactions from an item being added. That was one of I mean, nothing but positivity after games. Absolutely. I woke up to delightful hosts. Delightful hosts. You guys don't know what they are. Each one splash, they come in packs of 2, stack up to 6, 20 health, shield, whatever you're
And they're instantly thrown down, and they can be used to heal you and your teammates around top 3. So they're in a position right now, where if they have a pop-off performance right here, with only 6 games being played after the first 2, they can be your leaders.
Maybe they were only 2 points away from winners. Yep, they didn't even win the game. And Nomro went down early, 4 plays and 2 screen rewarded. So, Connor Nate in another fight with Quinton and his squad. Sean trying to take some balls here. And he's out of light ammo.
Out of materials.
That's out of materials. So he can't even spray right now. He was spraying AR, and that's not what's going to be effective against top players. They're actually trying to take walls.
Well, the player trying to drop a trap down low to bait Aiden, but Aiden does not fall for it. This seasoned veteran trying to cover his back. Players beginning to spray on through. Stink bombs dropping, and there's one of them. Another shot comes in.
Hits his shield. That's why he went for the thirst.
Yep.
And grabs the mats. 365 mats now. He is on board. Then he's got the
Stinks. They've got to get out of the stinks. Look at how big they are.
And don't they can be both Sean and Aiden. I think that's exactly what they split up. Now he's trying to take them one by one. Getting pushed by more than one person.
Quick reaction from Aiden, but this looks like it could spell disaster for the duo. Damage down to 639. He does go down with a quick edit.
Plays. Now it's into Sean. Can he clutch holding 2 HP? Got some. And he's picked up some ammunition now for the minigun. It looks like Space is a bit more healthy. And obviously, 300 players as well. So it looks like the high ground spot. Like he's out of mats. It's not even good. It's got what he's good.
He's all freaked out.
Put himself in a nice pair. You guys who don't know what a brick or a metal pyramid.
Big thing to know when he's open. He has to push. That's it. He has to push. He has 52 health with the Zoda's right at his back. He's got to go. Don't even worry about Storm Surge. They're 400
Hitting pieces of bomb as well. Another shot.
This is done.
He can't get down. I mean, that's just the worst position to be in any competitive game. Is being weak, low materials, low health, and being pushed in.
Every time you watch Aiden, and whoever he's playing with, they are always the most aggressive, it appears. If you remember the famous moment, I think for me, the argument for the most famous moments in Fortnite competitive history was the Nick Burks and Aiden duo, where they made it into a big bonus about a year ago, and a crowd popped off. Well, they're always scrappy, getting into eliminations. Here, the stat popped up for a second. Aiden and Sean had done 600 damage in the game. The average in the lobby was 80. It was 6 above in this lobby already. Much was done. If you fight that much, there's a higher chance of you going down. Speaking of potential fights, here's Sis Lucky and Rush. We saw earlier on in the last game at Fatal Field struggle to stay alive. Now in another tough spot as they're both low on shields, low on health.
Decent roll taking 90 shots out of the launch pad again. I know it's a different strategy. You guys have launch pad. Launch pad is getting you to hopefully get to this place. But yeah, as you said with Aiden, you mentioned people are going to change how they're going to play, right? Are they going to do anything different here in the World Cup? Well, guess what? I'm pretty sure we can say that Aiden squad is not doing anything new. They're being incredibly aggressive. They're putting the damage down. And unfortunately, those players take advantage of it.
That was the top 5 leading into this game. You see it updated again right there on your screen where the leaderboard is at the moment. Featuring Monroe. Staying alive. Great spot. Holding this pyramid edit, and for people at home who might not know, he's not exposed right there, right? He's peeking through his build.
Correct. That's the pyramid hit edit on it. You cannot be seen, right? You can also see through it. Very amazing feature. Fortnite. That way.
Battle Royale, Battle Royale experience.
Ultimate Battle Royale experience, man. Blue T is in the storm, taking damage, a lot of damage, and he's still going to be rotating. Road taking damage as well. Thomas going to have to make some plays. And there goes Road. He actually just got knocked. 6 players remain, and this storm is kind of moving a little bit away from the north. But you have a high ground mountain in play. I mean, I'm wondering if it's going to go north.
There's 3 high ground mountains in play. And
Really mixes it up.
and a drone ship that people can wind up going on top of, and those are brilliant to use.
Oh, absolutely. If you guys can get up on top of those, guess what? You have ultimate high ground on the map without having to place any nets. It's incredible. You can't get sniped from above, and you can get into the shading. Also, it's incredibly difficult to shoot players that are in there. It's important to know that after the 5th circle closes in, those air vents will stop working. So if you don't have any rotation, you get that line of redeployment, like that, yikes. That's a massive yikes. You have to pray that someone puts a launch pad down underneath it somehow.
Yep.
And go for it.
Yeah,
Just risk it all.
Most of these teams will mess that up. Now, we talk about our game 1 winners, the team that took home the Victory Royale, which is, again, 10 placement points, the max you can get for placement in these games. It was Zayt and Saf, and they're currently set up in this zone for the moment.
And they just get this. And then they go to. I mean, they're
tension there, but we continue to move on in this fight. This is game 2 of 6, folks. The match will be coming out the day. 62 players left in this one, 35 duos. You see Marco and Falcon. Looks like they hit a duo shockwave to try to fly across the map together. As the frantic rotation begins to move on in, more Storm Surge will soon begin to come into play as well.
Jack, I have a question for you, man.
Yes.
Once these circles start closing in so small, what do you think is the play? Rotate it right away once it's revealed when you're far out, or to wait and be the last team?
For me, it completely comes down to what you have left, what you have in inventory, where you are at the leaderboards as well. If I'm in a position where I know I need to make some ground up on the leaderboards, I want to rotate early and try to begin to spray back on the opponents to get some free eliminations.
Yes.
If you get the zone on you, you begin to just build on up and get that height so you can spray on down as well. In this one, though, again, all comes down to rotation. You have nothing to rotate with and you're far away. I think you play late and hope someone else drops a launch pad near you and use that community pad to your advantage.
We're here doing 3 eliminations, sitting here with some very good tools, and it's definitely a very delicious loadout. Anything with a heavy sniper and a blue S15 in combat.
And remember, he started the game at Stabby Shores with that clutch when KBB did go down, so they're still in this one because
Has that beautiful blue combat where he clutches it, man.
Yes, he does, and all materials you could ever ask for, nearly 100 builds in this one.
See, they're marking right now. I think they have a double heavy sniper combo.
They're either marking double heavy or they're saying, focus this, the zone's closing there.
Find out.
Oh, they do a double heavy sniper. And Ninja called it, the man knows, they see it's on one, and oh!
You guys saw the here, this is exactly what Jack talked about earlier. You need 2 walls, 2 layers protecting you from one of those walls so that double sniper will not take you down.
But they've got the tools. They can't open up the doors, as I put it. And this zone, Ninja,
It just moved over a mountain.
it just moved on the side of the mountain, so high ground will be in play, but at the same time, Ninja, half of the low ground still in play, so it's not as bad a position for low ground players. Here's a look at Monroe and Mitro. Remember, Monroe did go down early on in the last game. He's got to back on him because he's burning through materials very, very quickly. They're far above this Storm Surge that are good for the moment, and there's the replenish from his teammate in Mitro. 64 total builds left.
Always see them doing this. They always split half and half. And then they go and collect with others. And it's just a perfect way of making sure the guys have even
You know, big Saf just sneaking up through with that shadow bomb. The spray coming in from Monroe. Stink bomb is hit as well. Everyone focusing these players on the outside. They've got the minigun firing too. The lobby now picking up quick as we move into our pit zone.
is closing in. That could be forcing everyone to get right now. It's moving in towards the part. Guys, this is absolutely insane. 51 players still remain, by the way, in a circle this small. We're just trying to get as many limbs possible as people are rotating in.
Mitro on the bottom right of your screen with that minigun has 631 bullets to spray down with Monroe in a fight. Gets 1 player weak, but does have to back on him.
Get the clutch. Someone else stole the kill from him.
Mitro gets chunked as well.
Still have a launch pad, but again, when you're in a situation like this, blow ground, they're getting sprayed with nothing but launch shots and frag grenades, and they're both going to be eliminated. And Monroe also, Airwax just was down as well.
And you see some of the elimination feed. Doesn't like, remember early on, Elevate did go down there, so delayed. Did Zane go for it? Zane Saf, do they do it?
Did you go for the launch pad there? So many materials.
This is game-changing look right now. They've got the builds to go for it if they want. They're going to do it. They're going to make the play.
A cold combat shotgun too, man.
Zane and Saf uncontested. That's
Down, son.
Reward plays that can upset them up for 2 victory royales in a row.
Too, man.
Oh, that was making it, and we know that was juicy loot.
They're making a statement saying, listen, we're from NA, we're here to play. Taking out the evil, didn't know they took them out, but they're definitely taking their loot.
Yeah, for sure, as they're still above.
So rotation items too. They both each have a launch pad, both have 2 shotgun grenades, and they're gonna go. He didn't get it though, they tried to get both at the same time. They're gonna be flying, and this is it, another massive rotation, gonna be taking to the center of Pleasant Park. They're 167 damage above the threshold, so they're looking pretty good right now. The question is, are they gonna keep mid ground, go for low ground, high ground? What's the play?
They didn't get the launch pad. He might have to use his own. Yes, he does again, and that actually works out. He hits his head on something, which takes him down from having to, fly all the way up with him. Get beat. They're going to challenge high ground right now. Zane and Saf looking to do what many would think was impossible, which is win back-to-back games in the stack lobby. Just saw Falconer in the feed as well. Archer with an elimination too. 19 14 duos left as we're moving towards the placement points, Ninja, and these duos know exactly that. 3 points if you make it in the top 15, which can be the difference between first and dead last.
What are they going to do? Are they going to prioritize rotation in and not taking damage, or are they going to try to play a little risky and go for the elims? If you're going to be shooting, going for elims, definitely open up to a lot of spray, shotgun shot, AR shot, someone suddenly taking the high ground on you. So it all depends on how their playstyle can unfold, man.
Many more duos remaining in this game, unlike the last one. Saint with another elimination right there on a KBB. You got Snappy and Red Rush on the high ground, and Sam
Over the play, the high ground
goes to the high ground. Take, will he get it?
He's going to get it, he has it.
Saint's got high ground. Saint has high ground as they go to try to push for 2 victory royales in a row. Sap is there as well, but Snappy just appeared right behind Sap and shotgunned him down right there.
Saint right now is going to have to concede to the high ground, giving it to Snappy. And he's just going to have to stay alive as long as possible, try to get some placement points. He is obviously a counter player, top player. He can definitely make something happen, and I'm interested to see what he's going to do.
Cease has been by himself since the first moment of this game when Elevate went down at 98 players remaining, and he's somehow still alive. There goes Mega. You've got Darox and Item on the low ground. Morwood getting chopped down as well. Zayt with about 100 HP. Uh-oh. Here comes Vinny and Zexro. They're trying to challenge for the high ground.
Keys right now being held in the zone with 5 lift. He's going to be eliminated from the back. Zayt taken down as well. Snappy still with the high ground. Sex and Vinny. TSM through. Looking good, and they're going to take it. They just took high ground. Snappy gave it to him.
And they just got the high ground. Great use of the shockwave as well. Vinny as well as Zexro on hype for the moment. 5 eliminations so far. They're putting their names in the hat for potential victory royale in this game.
Go down like they want those limbs.
Morwood now with eliminations back to back. 4 players left in this one. Zexro and Vinny spraying from the high ground. It's a 2 versus 1. The player right on the edge of the zone. The shockwave into the air. And he's going to drop on down to hype for the moment. The spray coming on in. It's not enough. Zexro and Vinny.
TSM takes game 2 with style. Both alive. You love to see it.
The victory royale and 7 eliminations.
Look at that.
Vinny's hyped, and Zexro looks like
He was
they
stunned.
forgot his fries on a fast food order. Why am I thinking about food?
Oh my, Jack, it's pretty expected at this point. But God, 2 NA teams have taken game 1 and game 2, and honestly, I think that we can all say that the teams hyped up the most have been easy. Guess what? Mongrel and Mitro, man, they've also been performing well. They still have so many points from eliminations.
Yep.
Oh man, what a great shotgun shot. They're perfectly, they're even jumping and shotgunning at the same time. Vinny, pop off, man. You love the pop off.
So hyped. Zexro's about to start cranking 90s or default dancing in the lobby.
Trying to talk about literally what they're going to do in the next game.
Yeah.
That's what that focus is. That reminds me, I've been in that situation before. He grabbed his hand and shook it for himself, man. That's a top teammate, man. Great synergy.
What a start to today's competition. The energy in here is insane. I am looking around, and there are thousands and thousands of people filling up the Arthur Ashe Stadium live from New York City. Again, my name is Jack Courage Dunlop, joined by Tyler Ninja Blevins for what is the first ever Fortnite World Cup Finals. $30 million on the line this weekend. Millions will be tuning on in from across the world. There's so many ways to watch, and we're just 1/3 of the way done with today's action, and it's already been fantastic.
Don't even want his head, man. I can be here all night. These games are incredible.
Yep.
Just listen, if you guys are watching at home, you guys want to be here, right? You guys want to be competing. Take notes.
Yep.
Watch these players. Watch how they build. Watch the fights that they take, the way they rotate. See you guys here next year.
Guess what? Game number 2 ended with style with the North American duo of Vinny and Zexro taking it. They're on the floor. None other than Jordan Fisher.
Thank you so much, Courage. I appreciate that. NA showing up and taking care of business. Games 1 and 2. Vinny and Zexro with a fantastic end, both together, which is an incredible thing, right? Walk me through the just end game for you guys.
So the comp's kind of hectic with all the noise, but we're just really good at playing together. Like we're the longest duo that have played together. So
Great, fantastic work, guys. Back to you, Ninja and Courage. JD.
Thank you so much, Jordan. The duo of Vinny and Zexro, you know, they've always been known as being so aggressive. All the times you've seen them in these competitive tournaments, while they might be some younger players, they've definitely been around the block here competitively.
Again, you just see them, just like a lot of other talent here, always You gotta be pumped right now, man. Once you win one of these games, you can't let up, though. Again, that's why I love that energy section.
Oh, that's her.
What are we gonna do next? Hey, man, good job. We won that. Let's do it again. Yeah. Right? How are we gonna change? Maybe even
That's her.
get more limbs in game 3.
No, for sure. And they know that. They're not going to take their foot off the gas pedal. Folks, we have our standings after game number 2. Where are things playing on out? It is still Zane and Sap at the top. Dubs and Mega at 18 points in second. Zexro and Vinny with that performance go from 0 points up to 17, Ninja. And that is the beauty of how this plays on out. Anyone can have a pop-off game and come right back. Mongrel and Mitro still in your top 5, as well as Serpent Hype, Darox, Item, Gorwin and Tux, Snappy and Red Rush all there. While Zane and Sap do have a nice little lead right now, nobody is safe from the rest of this lobby, I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, just take a look at the points, Courage. You got 11 points, right? Benji, Mr. Savage, they fell out of the top 10. But look at that. Storm and Epic Whale, 12 points. Daedra, F1C, 12 points, 12 points, 12 points. All they need is 2 or 3 points, 2 or 3 extra eliminations right there, and boom, they'll move up 6 places. You know what I mean? So it's still anyone's game, all right? 2 pop-off games, 1 pop-off game, boom, you're already in the top 5.
Remember, if you get 50th place or 11th place, from that whole time in between, you win $100,000 as a duo.
Still.
But if you go from 10th up to 1st, it jumps all the way to $3 million. So everyone, eyes on that top prize. We are just 1/3 of the way through the action today, but I know we've had a lot of fun up here, Ninja. What an absolute blast. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause to Ninja for hopping in for some guest casting? What a great job.
Thank you, man.
Always a pleasure, brother, to be here. That's going to do it for us for now up here on the caster desk, but I know Zeke is down on the floor with some folks from New York.
Thank you guys so much, man. What an awesome first 2 set of games from Sap and Zane locking down the lobby to Zexro and Vinny just coming in super clutch. And of course, guys, you've been here. We got to see Ninja. He got to go ahead and commentate some games. So what I want to know from you is, have you guys had a good time? Have you enjoyed it? If so, let's just let me hear you. You know, that was so-so. Let's pretend I didn't ask. Have you guys been enjoying yourselves? That's what I'm talking about. Obviously, we've got quite a bit more games left to get through, but, you know, if you've been watching for a long time, you know I'm a big fan of everyone that loves Fortnite. It's all about bringing people together. And I like to say Fortnite fam, that's my thing. That's what I do. And, you know, there's actually a lot of people from around the world that come here to compete, to watch, to be part of all of this. And I thought, what better way to get back to you guys than to teach you how to say Fortnite from all around the world. So in just a moment, we're going to take a look at the video, and I can't wait because this is actually the first time I'm seeing this. A lot of work went into making this happen. So I can't wait for us to watch this together. Let's take a look.
Hello, Fortnite fans.
포타이트 팬 여러분들 안녕하세요. 우리의 포타이트입니다. 헤어티리 캐릭터 이용 어셔라 보den고. 요리 펀드 포트나이트.
Oh, she put it hard.
포타이트 팬 여러분들 안녕하세요. What's up, Fortnite fam? Hey, John Fortnite. What's up, Fortnite? Was geht, Fortnite-Freunde? Moin, komm so, man. What's up, Fortnite fam? What's up, Fortnite fam? What? Sorry, Texas. What's up, Fortnite fam? What's up, Fortnite fam? What's up, Fortnite fam? What's up, Fortnite fam? Hey, galera, for tonight.
What's up, Fortnite fam?
G'day, Fortnite fam. What's up, G'day, Fortnite fam. Cheer up, Fortnite fam. What up, boy?
That was even better than I thought it would be. Just embrace it. We, as a collective, my man, get used to it. We're here to stay. Now, guys, you know, there's a few more things I want to take a look at before we hop back into the next game. One of the things to kind of do if you're here or if you're at home, you've been watching, Ninja actually had a pretty dope hoodie, a World Cup kind of exclusive hoodie. Would you like one of those things? Like one of the crazy World Cup shirts that we have? You can totally get your hands on one. Head on over, retailroad.com, get yourself a nice shirt. We've got some hoodies, we've got even got the little drone that's the battle bus. It looks amazing. The top balloon is actually the drone, so you've got the bus that's literally flying around. You best believe I'm going to pick one up and mess around with my family. They're not ready for it. But there you go. There's some on the screen. Also, that drift shirt, by far, my favorite piece of merchandise ever. Those of you that really do know me, you know I love Drift. He's easily my favorite character. But just some cool things. If you're looking to get some World Cup exclusive thing, go ahead and take a look. Now, for those of you who have also been watching kind of all 10-week qualifiers long, you know we love Golden Boy. And there's actually one thing specifically he was kind of telling people as we were going through interviews. And that was, hey, when we get to New York, you're going to be in my hometown. Let's catch up and get a slice of pizza. Now, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, Zeke, what about, like, everyone else? Why is it just Golden Boy? Well, he's a Golden Boy, and he's selfish, and he wanted the pizza all for himself. Get called out. That's right. Now the world knows. But a few of those players actually took us up on the offer. They went out for some pizza. They had a night on the town. So let's take a look together. Check this out.
New York City. We got the Statue of Liberty, Central Park, the Empire State Building, and the first ever Fortnite World Cup fight. I couldn't be more excited about the greatest Fortnite players from around the world coming to my hometown to duke it out. But before the action started, I took World Cup qualifying players Aiden and Chinkin out to show them the Big Apple, starting with PC Gaming Cafe, Waypoint.
What's up, boys? Welcome to Waypoint. Good to see you. Good to meet you. All right, fellas, let's go and grab a drink. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here in my hometown, New York City. Thoughts on it so far? Jenkins, we'll start with you. Hot, a little people. Hot, a lot of people. I'm sorry, but also welcome to New York. That's kind of the way it is out here. Where are you from? And also, what's the and the population? Porque I think it was 40,000 the train that we were in on the way here. Yeah, so now I want to talk about the competition at hand because obviously this is going to be the biggest opportunity, I would imagine, of your life.
Hey,
You're going to be playing in front of a massive crowd. Is there a way, as a player, that you prepare for that?
Ewok.
I don't think like there's a way to like prepare for it.
Ewok.
To like calm down, not like nervous, not shaking.
I'm a big fan.
Them should be good.
Still crazy having like a live.
That's all.
I try not to take tournaments like too serious.
Fortnite.
If I play relaxed,
Twitch.
I feel like I do better. I remember when everyone's like, "This guy looks like he's just chilling on his couch."
I'm a big fan of
Seriously,
you.
I was like, I was just relaxed, you know, and just I feel like I played better.
Okay, so gentlemen, we're going to be heading off to some different sites around the city. We're going to go to Washington Square Park, so let's go and check it out. Alright, so now here we are in Washington Square Park. And I love the fact that we immediately So thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Obviously, this has been an incredible journey for you all. You're now on the precipice of one of the biggest events in the history of all competitive gaming.
I'm happy that it was a fair chance for everybody. You know, for qualifiers, you did have no exposure, but you're good to get in the tournament. So I'm just really thankful to be here, and I'm gonna enjoy my time here.
Yeah, which is make our fans happy.
We're fighting sideways.
Do you feel like the fans and how they've been supporting you all on this road to this, do you feel like that adds a little bit to this pressure?
Honestly, it gives just more support for me. I feel more like happy to be here when there's all these people, whether they're rooting for me or other players. Fortnite's grown so much, and I just can't wait to see all like the crowd. And I know it's gonna get bigger and bigger every event. So,
Fellas, best of luck at the Fortnite World Cup this weekend. Seriously, nothing but the best for you. But we're into thick things here in New York, so I think we got to get some pizza. You guys down? All right, let's do it.
New York's got everything. And this weekend, most importantly, it's got the Fortnite World Cup. Now that these two have had their slice, let's see how they handle the competition.
Good guy, Golden Boy. You gotta love him. You can't not. He's just the best, and it's really cool that he got to go out, hang out with Aiden, get some pizza, and just tour New York. You love to see it. You love to see it. Now, guys, there is actually a dynamic duo that we want to talk to. We actually have Jordan Fisher standing by. He's going to be chatting with Nix and PF Zin. These guys qualified back from the Brazilian region. They've got some things to say. So, Jordan, let's go review.
Thank you, my friend. I've got Nix and PF Zin here. Nix, you have been absolutely dominating in the last few weeks, especially where the solos and the duos are concerned. Being the first Brazilian player to qualify for the World Cup, can you talk to me a little bit about the dynamic that the two of you share as partners?
Nix, você estava dominando nas últimas semanas, principalmente para os qualifiers da World Cup. Você pode falar um pouco sobre a dinâmica de vocês?
Precisamos sim jogar bem agressivo. Tentar pegar o máximo de eliminações possível.
PFZ and I will try to play as aggressive as possible and get as many eliminations as we can.
As you should in the name of Battle Royale. Right now, PF Zin, you seem to balance out the fiery kind of loose cannon nature of Nix, who is obviously a dominant player, kind of helping him set up for a solid end game. What's it been like to work with such a young and fiery player like Nix?
PFZ, você parece que você consegue contrabalançar o estilo bem incendiante do Nix. Como é que é isso para você fazer esse lado mais balanceado da dupla?
Basicamente, eu tenho uma bola de suporte, então eu meio que nas backlines e ele vai na frente. Quando a gente tem o high ground, por exemplo, ele tem a função de ficar embaixo matando todo mundo e eu controlando o high ground. Basicamente é um lado mais estratégico, enquanto ele é o lado mais agressivo.
Basically, I have more of a support role. Whenever we're in high ground, I'm just more in the background, supporting him. Like he has a more aggressive role.
Setting him up.
Yeah.
To fire the loose cannon at the end reminds me of the very W key in a West that I play on all the time. That has really just got me cranking my knees on a regular basis. You know about that courage, right? All right. Back to you.
Whoa. Jordan, tonight's me. Come on, courage. He's just found the chicken parmesan. Someone whispered the word and he went running. You need to see it. Also, big shout out to Nix and PFZN. I actually chatted with Nix very quickly. He walked and was like, "Hi, I'm Nix." And I'm thinking, this guy knows how to talk. So I talked a bunch of stuff, told him how much I loved him. Turns out he didn't understand any of it. So I had to get a translator and tell him that I love him. But that's how things go. Now, of course, guys, I know what you want. You want more games. We have 4 more on deck. So I think for now, we're going to send it back up to Golden Boy and Monster. They're going to get us into these games. So how's CJ Mike Brown? Play us in.
shout out to DJ Mike Brown, spinning the ones and twos here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Golden Boy alongside Masadipe's Boricua Boys back at it again, looking to bring you the fun as we have games 3 and 4 on deck. And so far, this has been one of the most exciting events I've ever been to. That game 1 was ridiculous. Game 2 did not disappoint as well, Monster.
No, it didn't. I thought for a second there we're going to see back-to-back performances from Zay and Sap. And I mean, we honestly did. Everyone that was in the top 10 contested, even Miz and Daedra, they were performing. We saw them cut it all the way through. And it's that level of consistency that's going to cut the difference in making it all the way through the top 10, being a World Cup winner.
What I'd love to see is that standings page, top 10, international, through and through. You got Japanese players popping off, European players popping off, players from New Zealand. Everyone's putting in every little bit they can. But folks, it's now time for game number 3. The players are all loaded up in the battle bus, and we are about to take off. Let's see who's going to get that much closer to raising the trophy and being your Fortnite World Champions of Duos. Here we go.
Keep it going, Golden Boy, because we are jumping into game 3 as these cameras populate. Your favorite competitors are here. They've made it this far. It's the duo competition. You were nervous before. Hopefully they kick the bucket over this little break here, and they're back and they're recuperating.
I know I practically kicked the bucket after Vinny and Zexro won game 2, man. I was feeling it, man. It was nuts. And there they are on your screen. So the drop for the bus here. It's pretty much center of the map there. And Vinny and Zexro, I'm very happy that they're performing this well, Monster. This is a duo that had so much success. Even going into the World Cup qualifiers, we all were like, yeah, this is a duo that definitely should make it. This is a duo that, hey, they could even win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then tragedy struck, and Zexro had a few problems with you know, arthritis and with his hands. And I'm going to make sure I'm getting that right. And I'm just bummed out about that. Good to see them here showing up, man. It's huge.
I mean, that's what you expect of our competitive veterans, specifically Zexro, Vinny. They go back to as many of the LAN tournaments that we've seen, as does Zay and Sap. But anyways, look, in here we have UN KBB. He's going to take down Mexi. Is Scram close by? Is he close enough? And this is a battle going down in Snobby Shores. So off the rip here, we have players getting dropped. That's actually going to be our first elimination. Lucky for us to catch that one, but there's shots coming in from the Viking Island right up above, and he just kind of turns a corner. So it's not catch that full Elam there. So that's his now. And also to actually our Golden Boy.
Very rough situation to be in here, but Zexro now looking to engage in this one. Go over to his POV now. Kind of getting it's a little wild, man. It's like just getting the bearings all together here. I think for the players as well, that moment where they can just have that conversation. What are they going to do? How are they going to just implement their strategy going into the next game? What is that strategy going to be? You mix it up, you change your drop spots. These are things that are so important for these players. The time that they can take to just communicate with one another. Now Scram is going to be essentially in a role of hurt here. We heard from Nix gives in earlier on. This is the Brazilian duo. Scram, they're going to be on the hunt for him, so they know he's around here. They're just trying to sniff him out.
Yeah, and if you were in the players' lounge, you could feel the tension, specifically when we brought up the Brazilian duos, the Brazilian players. These guys qualified, and they qualified with heavy elimination. Nix especially being one of our only players to like literally qualify as hard as you can in the, you know, for the weekend.
He was at it each and